Alright, it's the third weekend in June, and we're going to take a look at the main garden here. Start on the outside, as usual. So, what we have here is peas. Those giant Oregon snow peas have come up very well, and then these are the Sugar Daddy peas starting to fill out. I think they're probably about ready. And if they're not ready, this heat's going to knock them off real soon. They're starting to, as you can see, some of them are starting to be scorched and come back. Same thing over there. So basically, they're going to be done probably within this week. And then these are all the volunteer tomatoes, once again, that have popped up. Every single one of these was a volunteer, and there's about 5 or 6 of them in there. So probably within the next week, I will harvest the peas and then probably snip them out to let the tomatoes run. And then next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 seedlings of 5 different varieties I planted. This one would be a volunteer right here, but the rest are good. That's that 4th tomato. Still struggling, but the rest are doing quite well. I believe that's a red currant or black cherry, I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll have to look at the varieties, but they're doing well, and it's just amazing how much they've shot up. And then the same thing here, we have the 5 seedlings, tomato volunteer, and then some sort of a squash or melon, some sort of a viney thing volunteer as well, and another tomato volunteer. So yeah, because I don't even what happened to the transplant. I don't know what happened to the transplant that was in that position, because I'm sure that I planted it closer to the fence. But anyway, I'll have to look into that and see what's going on there. But and that poor guy over there got kind of hit, I think, by something. His stem was broken, so he might be done. Anyway, those ones that have survived are doing well. Back here we have, let's just slowly go up here, our back row. Basically we have, I planted some, what were these called? Bitter melon back here. I've only got 3 pop up. I think I planted 5 or 6, but only 3 have shown up. I do have a volunteer tomato. I think that's another volunteer tomato. That's something else. So you can see that plant has done great. That one's done pretty good, and that one's starting to come along. But I don't know if the others are going to pop up at all. And I redid my soaker hose junction there. Put everything on with hose clamps, so hopefully it won't pop off anymore. And these are the watermelon seeds that I planted. A bunch of them popped up. Here's some volunteer cilantro way back here. Don't know how I got there. And then these ones and those ones should be cantaloupe that I planted from a seed that we got at the store, or leftover seeds from an actual cantaloupe. Here's another volunteer tomato. As you can see, they got everywhere. Here's a watermelon that we started in the house and brought out here. There's some butternuts here that I planted directly in the ground. These are the ones I started from seed. So there's a little bit of a difference at this point. We'll see as the season progresses whether it's worth it or just do direct sow on these guys. So then we come to the outside here. It's a bit of east side. So what we have here is tomatoes, halfway or most of the way tomatoes, and then some beans. These are Chinese long noodle beans. First year I'm trying these. And then scarlet runner beans, also the first year here. So we've got some scarlet runner beans here and the front of the house on the porch. So we'll see which location does better. But they're coming up. They're almost to the fence here. And then they'll be able to take off on that. These are where the Roma seedlings were. Got rid of them and replaced it with a transplant that I bought. This is the Amish paste. These are 2 other seedlings that have done very well. 2 more seedlings that have done well. Those 2 have done well. The one beef steak died and the other one done okay. So doing pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. As small as they were, and I really didn't give them much of a shot, but they're coming along now. Now to the main garden. I've got the east boxes here. So the potatoes growing up really well. The basil's doing okay there. And then these 4 Roma tomatoes have doubled in size in the past 2 weeks, and now before they were 8 inches and no problem, to now they're huge and flopping over. So I really need to get my support system up, and I'm going to put a post here that pops up and then run some string back to there and attempt to do the Florida weave and see kind of how it works. and we'll see. But they're doing great, getting huge, so definitely have to take care of them. They're starting to get some flowers, so that's really good. And then red pepper there and there. Probably need to push that potato back a little bit so that it doesn't encroach too much on that red pepper. And then there's our butternut squash, who didn't think was going to make it. Or sorry, that's the sunburst that had a little broken neck, but hopefully it'll make it, and we'll see about there. And these are the two of the four. These are the two black beauties. The other two are there. You can see there's a huge difference. These are giant. That one's okay, and that one's decent. It's amazing. And you can see the other eggplant there, but these two have just, I don't know, got some steroids somewhere. And then here we had 4 Roma seedlings starts that just didn't make it, so I put 2 Amish paste in, and one of the little, I think this was a red currant there that officially died now, and then there's one more there. So we've got a few tomatoes there, and that's it. There's our irrigation, which we're gonna hopefully get up and running in the next week. And so then over here on the west box here, we've got this is our obviously variety box, all kinds of crazy stuff. A lot of our spring crops still here. The peas were planted in the spring. There's a lovely cabbage moth, I'm sure, probably trying to lay its eggs on my kale. But kale, chard, radishes, I always say that, beets, and then carrots, onions, all mixed in here. Lettuce. These crops are very tender. They're not going to last very long with this heat sustaining as it is, so it won't be long before we're pulling them out and putting something else in, or just leaving the space for the fall stuff. But in there you can see the little purple lettuce in the middle and 2 little Thai basils on the outside. They're doing pretty good. Definitely need to cut some of that stuff back so they are not in the shade so much. Here's a red pepper. There's another red pepper, which I need to obviously free from the giant being smushed between 2 kale leaves. Same thing over here. Here's an okra. And when I planted this okra, this thing was maybe 2 inches, 3 inches tall, maybe 4 inches. And now it has become a giant beast. There's another okra. They're doing okay, but not super fabulous like the ones in the front. These are the beans that I had planted a while ago, starting to put out some flowers. These are the purple potted ones, so we'll see how they do. The peas here, looks like, oh, these snow peas actually have gone past their time. They're getting those little peas are starting to develop in there, so they're kind of past the time to eat. But 3 cilantro there, some basil has started to recover. Once again, I need to basically harvest the peas and get them out of here. And then here's a close review. The eggplant, the 4 traditional, and then the 2 black beauty, and those are our 3 zucchinis. So anyway, that is what we've got in the main garden this time. Thanks.